This is how I create my custom virtual set on Vmix. When I talk about custom virtual set, this is exactly it, where you see some of these mega churches use a placement where you see the Bible verse being displayed, and alongside you see the preacher's video also tagged alongside with it, and then other materials that helps to enhance it. So the thing there is I'm going to show you how I do it, and it is really simple and you can build it from scratch where you get to use it for your own production and make it have that kind of look. So do make sure to follow alongside and not skip any part of this video, because it is really simple and you are going to find it very helpful. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and follow us across all our social media platforms. And if you have any question related to this whatsoever, media related, please do well to indicate in the comment section. And you can also join my WhatsApp group. You are going to find the link to it in the description below. So let's go ahead and let me show you how this is done. So first thing first, to get that started, come over to any of your choice browser and search for H2R layout. That is the site we'll be using to create it, and it is very simple. So follow me alongside. So here on the first one that says H2R, which is here to record, click on it. If it doesn't bring you to this platform, then that means you're in the wrong place. By default, you are going to see every of this thing, and it is very simple. But the one that we are looking at, because it's Vmix, by default is on items super source. So what you want to click is on Vmix Virtual Set. So you are going to click on this, and then you are going to see here where it says box 1, which is what is highlighted. You can see box 2, box 3 to box 7, and all these ones are not highlighted. So right here you can see the first box, which is the box 1, which is this one that is highlighted. Now we are going to create two boxes, and it's going to come in two forms. One is going to be the one that is going to have the Bible verse on the right, and then on the left we are going to have the video in landscape form. And then we'll create the second one that is going to have the Bible verse on the right and then the video in portrait form on the left. So whichever one that you want to do. You can also put as many boxes as possible. Maybe you have like a conference where you get to invite people virtually. Now you have the opportunity for you to bring in every of those people and place them in their distinct box. So let's dive in. Let me show you. You can see our box 1. This is it here. Then you are going to see this line here, which is telling you that this is the margin to help you get a good accurate placement. So you're going to see it, try and make sure that you use it to align your project properly so that it will be properly centered. So I'll just place this here for now. So let's just leave it, and then I'm going to trigger the box 2. Once I click on it, you can see it is already in. So I'm going to drag it to the left. Now box 1 is going to be the one that will contain our easy worship, which is the blue one. Then box 2 is going to contain our video, which is what we'll be using, and it's going to be in landscape. So when we come to Vmix, I'm going to also show you how you can easily set it up, be able to put borders around it in order for it to make it pop and more fancy. So let me leave this right here. So I'm going to make this one border, which is box 1. So you can see here on the box 1, you can see some of the properties. So if I decide to make any adjustments to this, let's assume to the left or right, I'll just have to click on this chain icon here. So look at what it does. If I decide to click on it, I'm going to unlink it, and meaning left and right, so I can decide to adjust it whichever way depending on how you want it to be. So just try it out, and if you decide to touch the right hand side, you can see how it's reacting, but we want to leave it just the way it is. And if it is for the top, also see how it's reacting to the adjustment. So you can click on the chain icon and you see the bottom aligning to what we are doing. So this is really simple. So whichever way, but I don't want to make any changes to this because I will still be coming back to, put the portrait mode to use. So what we're simply going to do now is, so we are still going to have the two boxes. Remember, I said that the first one I'm going to do, that the video is going to be in landscape form. So the only thing I'm going to do now, I want the Bible verse or our easy worship to be displayed bigger, while the video will be kind of smaller to kind of give this form of hierarchy to it. So what I'm going to do, any change I'm going to do that to the box 2. So on the box 2, our box 2, since it's going to contain our videos, I don't want to crop it. I want it to still maintain this landscape format because I'm going to reduce it a bit so that the easy worship can be more pronounced, way bigger than it. So simply put, I'm not going to touch it. The only thing I'm going to do is to adjust the size to fit what I want to achieve. So you can see the more you keep adjusting it, it's going to keep responding to it. So let's say I am okay with this. I'll just come here and then align it to this line. If I still want to increase the size of the box 1, that is our Bible container, I can still increase it this way. But remember, I'm going to leave some space on it so that it will enable me to be able to add some layout, that is a background around it, that is in Vmix. And remember, this line is here to help you, to be able to help you get a good and appropriate measurement. Let's assume this is exactly what I want. Don't bother about this border. The reason why I'm leaving this is so that when I'm adding any border around it, it will be visible and it will not be kind of too clustered. So that is that, and this is how I want it to be. And remember, you can also play with this whichever way that you want. So now you can see that I have not played with the cropping. I've left everything. I only adjusted the size. Now, how do we bring this into our Vmix? Ordinarily would have said let's come over to the PNG and download, but that is not what we are going to use, but rather click on this place where it says download virtual sets. Remember, we only have 1, 2. If you need to add any of these boxes, you can click on this, but we don't need that, so we are going to delete it. So it's not part of what we want to do. So just come down here. Make sure you do not click this particular one that says PNG. I want to bring in the virtual set. So you are simply going to click on download virtual set. And just like that, your file is already downloaded in zipped format, which is what you see right here. So you can go ahead and extract, and I'm going to show you how you're going to, set it up in Vmix. Then you can see this is the virtual set. So first thing first, you are going to extract the file. So once the file is extracted, this is exactly what it's going to look like. Don't bother about what you see here. So normally you are supposed to copy this and then go to the part where your Vmix is, then be able to paste it. So we are supposed to, come over to the location where we have our Vmix, that is the virtual set, and then we are going to place it right here. Let's place it here. You can see it's Vmix Virtual Set H2R Layout 3. So here on Vmix, when you go to your add input, then you come over to virtual sets. So normally it's supposed to be here, but if it doesn't show up here, don't bother. What you simply need to do is to click on your browse, then locate where you've stored the extracted file. So not to waste time, I'll just go over to my download because I still have it here on my download. Click on the folder. Don't open the folder, just click on the folder that contains every of the material, and then you're going to say select folder. So right here you're going to click OK, and then you see this. You can see how simple that is without stress. This is it. So if you click on this is what it's going to look like. You can see how responsive it is if you do this. Now, how are we able to bring in our materials? If you don't know, this is what we're going to do. First thing first, make sure that your Easy Worship is up and running, which is what we will be bringing into our set here. Now, for we to be able to set up our resources, what we'll do is to come to setup. Now you can see that on the layer we have background. Now we don't have any background yet, so we'll have to bring in a material that we use. So you go to add input. I'm going to bring an image. You can decide to use maybe like a color, maybe if you want to use like a particular color. Okay, let's use color instead. Maybe we are going to use something like this. Just pardon me, this is not, I'm not doing anything regarding to proper dating. I just want to show you how this whole stuff works. Now if you look at this, we have color on number 2. So you come to inputs, you can see that. So we add this. You see that the interface here has already changed. But if you are not okay with what you have here, what you simply need to do is, if maybe you want to make use of like an image, what you can do is to come to add, and then you go to image, locate the particular image that you want to make use of. Maybe I'll go to my picture. Which one will be more suitable? Let me use this. I'm going to use this brown. So, and I'll say okay. Now this is what we are going to use. Remember, I'm only doing this for tutorial sake. So once this is here, this is a material we're going to use. So you come here on the input. Remember, the layer is background, right? Meaning this background here. So the input you are going to be putting on that background is what? The 2, which is the brown background, which is this. You can see it has taken shape. Now, the next thing we now need to do is to bring in our materials. So back here on the layer, I'm now going to go to box 2. Let's bring in something for this box 2. So what we are going to do is click on box 2. Now what do we want to use for the box 2? We want to use like a video. So I'm going to here, I'll go to here and say add input, and then I'm going to look for any video. I've used some videos recently. You may choose to add any camera source that is available to you to click this. So this is the video right here on 3. So when I come here, click 3, you can see it has taken shape. Now you can see literally that everything about this is just plain. Don't worry, we are going to add like a background to it to make it pop out. So the next thing we are going to do now, we want to bring in our resources for box 1, which we say that is going to be our Bible passage. So what do? Let's bring in our Easy Worship, which is using the NDI input. So click on it. This is our Vmix right here. So what we are going to do is to click on this layer, now move from box 2 to box 1. Then we are going to come to input, and then we are going to select the NDI Pentouch Galleria. That is exactly the name of my NDI. So once that is set up, you can see now what is the next thing that we need to do. I now want to add a white border to both the Bible verse and also the video, so that it's going to demarcate it and also make it pop out and stand out from the background. So simply put, I'm going to add a background that is a color, and what we are going to be using is this color, and I'm going to choose white by default because white will pop out more. Click OK. Now you can see these are the resources that we are using. Now what is going to happen is that for me to now be able to, properly set this up, the next thing we just need to do, now look at here, because this is where the virtual set is, which is on this Vmix virtual set. You come here on the setting and then you click on this settings icon. Then when you get to the settings icon, you come to this place where it says multi-view. You can say this. So now you can see the first one, which is the backdrop, then the easy worship, and then the video. Now we are going to add another thing to it, which is a background, which is that white. I'm going to show you how you are going to use it. So you add color. This is it. But you can see now it has already blocked it on the interface here. Now how do we get it across? We take this over. You can see that our video and our easy worship is on the top of this color, but how are we now going to use this color to create our border? Simply put, come over here and say position, that is on the color. Then you come here where it says crop. So we are now going to crop it. Watch how it's going to move. If we do this, you can see, maybe let me shift this so that you can see it properly. You can see on the crop, maybe you just set it the way you want. Then that is, we are cropping on the x-axis. If we crop on the y-axis, you can see that I think I'm okay like this. Then you crop on the x2. This is it. Maybe we'll just bring it in a bit. I think this should be okay. Then we'll now crop on the y2. This is it. Yeah. So this is exactly the border for the easy worship. You can see it's already standing out from the regular background. Now we are going to come back to our multi-view, and then we are going to add another of this color. You understand? Because we want to use it for the video. Remember, whenever you drop it, try as much as possible to take it one step by holding this, and then it's going to lap. So, and this is the one we are going to be working with, which is on the position again. Then you come over to crop. So watch it. We are going to crop on the y-axis, the x1 axis, and then we are going to crop the y-axis 2. That is y-axis 1. Good. So let's say we are okay. Then crop on the x2. Sorry, y. Okay. So you can see that. You see why I left that space initially. So this one, I'm going to now crop the y2. Good. Now this is just what it is, and I'm going to close this. So if maybe I decide to, play with the video in whichever way I wish to play with the video. Okay, let me just leave it here. You can see that it already has that border that distinguishes it from the background. This is simply all what you need. And once you're able to set it up like this, maybe you want to now add other resources like your social media call to action. You can simply do that. Now this is also another way with which you can still be able to create the virtual set using the vertical mode, that is the video vertical mode. Simply put, what you're going to do is come over to that same site, and then you're going to come here. Instead of doing anything, what you're simply going to do is on the box 2. This is it. We can decide to click on this chain, and then we say left. We'll just crop it, whichever way we want. And then on the right, we are going to crop it. And let's assume we want to also enlarge it this way. Bring it in. If this is what we want it to look like, then the choice is ours, depending on how you want it to, the form you want it to take. So if I decide to leave it this way, and then I need the Bible verse to be bolder, all you just need to do is move it this way and get it into shape. Remember that there is a border there that is going to help you. So if you are still not okay with the box 2 and you still want to crop it, depending on how you want it, whether left, right, whichever format that you want it to take. Some people would want it to take this form. So I'm going to bring this here, and maybe let me make my easy worship to be larger. Remember, there is no limit to what you want to like achieve using this virtual set. It depends on what you want to get. So just try as much as possible to explore using this. And once you are done, remember, if you are okay, you can simply come down here to the download, and then you click on download virtual set. Then follow the same procedure for you to be able to, set it up just the way we have done. And just like that, you have this. So if assuming I still want to bring in my other materials, I'll just simply go here. Let me see if I can bring in my church call to action. That is their social media links. So I'm going to come here. All right, so this is it. I'm going to bring it in. So I already have it here. So once that is here, I can decide to bring it into the virtual set. But in this case, I don't want to bring it in. I just want it to be like an overlay. So simply put, if you click on this, you can see that it's blocking it. So I'll just come here to the settings, click on this, and then I'm going to click on main instead of the overlay, so that I'll be able to position it properly where I want it to be. So if it is this, I'm going to bring it. Let me reset. Let me bring it down. All right. Then the zooming, I'm going to bring it down depending on where I want to position it. You are the one that knows where you want it to be positioned. So just play with it whichever way you want. If this is where you want it to be, just get it done. But if this is not exactly where you want it to be, now what you are going to do is, if you want it to, be embedded in this very virtual set, what you are going to do is you will come back to your virtual set. Remember, this is where we have it, and then you click on these settings. Then on the settings, you're going to come to this part where it says multi-view, and then you're going to click on the number 6, then bring in the All Saints social media logo. This is it right here, and just like that, you have it. Remember, if you do not want it here, what you simply need to do is come here, then you are going to click on position, then use that opportunity to position it to whichever part where you want it to be. Let's assume I want it to be here. Good. Let me properly align it. So if I want it to be here, that will just be that. There is no two ways about it. So now let's see how it works. Back to the camera. Now, if this is exactly where we are, remember, if you click on the F, which is fast, medium, slow, and then cut. So on the fast, if I click on this, you can see a transition, and you can see that it filled up the screen. If I come back on this, it's going to come back to the both of them. If I click on this, it will move instantly to this. So you see how good it is. Now if I go on medium, which is the pacing, if I click on this, you can see it moves in kind of, medium movements, and you can see how accurate this is. Like, this is really, really good. If I go slow, it's gonna go slow the same way. Like, it's really, really simple. Remember, this is something that did not take us much time to do. It is something you can always do. Try it out. If at this point you are still holding on to this video, please, that means that you are finding this video helpful. Please do well to click the subscribe button. Follow us across all our social media platforms. And if you have any question related to this or anything you want me to help you out with, you can use the opportunity to drop it in the comment section, or you can even join my WhatsApp group, where you get the opportunity to ask me questions one-on-one, and I will be there to attend to you. And I will be dropping the link to this very site so that it will be easier for you to locate. So till I see you again, remember to also help us share this video so that it will get across to people that might find it helpful. Drop good comments if you find it helpful. Till I see you again, do have a wonderful time.